we can bring this up. Welcome back, everyone. One of my favorite episodes of the season. It's episode number 125. My numero uno on the far left. Pedro, how are you on this beautiful Wednesday night?
And quite a day. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we'll get that update in a second. Our ratings machine himself. 5-star reviews so far. Tan has now evolved beautifully. Steve, welcome back. How's the school year going?
Now, is that from Sheila that you're getting that from?
Pete said it. I just take everything that Pete says and assume it's true.
He's my biggest fan, so.
It's true. And my favorite guest of the year, Jeff. Always love to have you on the week before the draft. I'm guessing we're in Milford and we've touched down and scouted the location.
Yeah, got here Sunday. Did some errands with my mother yesterday around town. Got rear-ended by the hospital. Had Milford police come. Milford fire. Kid was sobbing on the median that rear-ended us. No damage to our car. Well, light bumper damage to her Explorer. His car was totaled.
Wait, give us the details. What happened? Where were we? On 140?
Yeah, on 140. We had just passed the hospital. We were right by where Pro's house used to be, where J Pro used to
Nap
live.
Video.
Right
Over by coming towards Nap Video.
We were going to Gene's Variety, yeah. So
dangerous intersection. Yeah, a couple of dangerous
yeah, so there were
like
probably 7 or 8 cars stopped at the light to go on to Water Street. And I stopped, and the guy behind me did not. So just drove his Jetta right into the back of my mother's Explorer. And she's like, "What happened? What happened? We got hit."
Hey, I got to add on to accidents happening. This is breaking news, by the way. I'm big on breaking news, apparently.
Okay.
So I get a call today from Alan Allenstudy, and he says, "I
This
need
story
you to
better
call
be
me
good because mine continued."
because I need you. My father finish, and then I'll go.
I just FaceTimed my father. My father was with Alan Allen like 1 minute ago.
He was like, I get a voicemail from him today at like 11 o'clock. You need to call me immediately. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, what happened? I get on the phone. He was like, wanted to let you know that Mates is in the hospital. I was like, oh, God. I was like, what happened? Mm-hmm. He goes, well, something with his brakes, and he ran into a tree. What? So I called Mates. Yeah, this is like, it's not even real life. He goes, yeah, I went to Imperial, and then I was going down the hill by the drive-in. And see, he goes, and I thought my seat was locked into place because I don't have the power seats. He said, as I was going down the hill, my seat went all the way up. And he said, I couldn't find the brake. So instead of running into the person in front of me, I decided to veer off the road. I went into a tree.
Oh,
he had the airbags fixed at Imperial. There he is. That's the star of the show right there.
We're talking about our coach. He got in a car accident. He left a buffet and his power locked seat wasn't locked in. He went from whoa.
He left a buffet.
But the best part of the story is,
wait, was it the car place or the buffet?
Car place.
Real car.
All right.
The best part of the
Somebody
story
had to liven up this story. Thanks, man.
So he totaled his car. The best part of the story is he had just
Somebody
left
had to liven up
Imperial.
this buffet story.
He had just left Imperial because he had an airbag recall, and he was 5 minutes out. He banged into the tree, and he said, yeah, the airbag's deployed. Boom. Hit me right in the face.
That was today?
They're working, Steve. They're working overtime.
Aww.
Wait, so is everybody okay physically? Judy's okay. Mates is okay. Everybody's good?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was Judy like in a car accident? It must have been hilarious.
Level-headed.
I mean, so she got out. So I pulled the car up off the road, and that kid could not move his car anywhere. So then I go back to put the hazards on, and my mother's passenger. It's tough to say. I mean, he hit us pretty good. I mean, enough that his whole front end was caved in and like oil was leaking all over the ground.
Oh,
And this kid's sobbing. He's like besides himself. He's a little, he's a little soft and he's laying on the ground. He just keeps saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So now I walk back to the car. My mother's trying to like console this kid and she's talking to a person that came out of their house who called 911. I walk back to the car. My mother's passenger door is wide open and her cell phone's laying on the ground on Prospect Street. So I'm like, all right, let me clean up this situation. So cops came, fire came, report, all that good stuff.
Wait, why was the kid laying on the ground?
He was just like beside himself. Like I thought he was having like a nervous breakdown or something.
Wow. How old do you think he was?
A car accident.
Probably like mid-20s.
Oh.
Mid to late 20s.
Not what I expected.
Yeah.
Was he on his phone?
No.
On his phone?
That's what the cop. Actually, I knew one of the cops and the fireman too. So they said, yeah, he's probably on his phone, but no way to really tell. I guess I don't know.
Well, welcome home, Daddy.
Wow, geez, I didn't expect all this. We usually go banter on the front end. This was good, Pete. Good content out of the gates. Any good car accident stories, Pete, to share?
Wow, I just said hello. No, I've knock on wood. I've avoided a lot of car accidents. Thank God. I'm gonna be driving 8 hours.
You are. When are you departing?
Friday morning.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna try to beat everything.
It was a great week.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, great to have you on. Steve, welcome back. Good mate story. I'm glad Mates is doing okay. Pete, I'm ready. You got some segments lined up. I read the whole email. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. So I'm letting you take the lead on these till we get to the draft.
You did not read the whole thing, did you?
Right here.
No, he didn't.
You got it printed out. I would have been pumped to got it printed out. He's like, I got it stapled.
I do have a printer.
All right, Jeff, how easy is it to follow these emails now when you get them, right? Like Mike doesn't even follow him anymore. He doesn't look at them. We talked to him last time. He didn't even know what we had segments. All right, first segment before I get started. We got to welcome back Jeff Innes, who is not a 5-time Michael Turner mock drafter, including sometimes one-on-one to keep the tradition going when Mike Colelli backed out like a little bitch. Anyway, yeah, Daddy's talking to his friends. Yeah, Daddy's talking to his friends. So shout out Jeff. Thank you for being here. All right, so this week we got through cuts, which, as everyone knows, you cut down your roster from all the junk you had from January, and you cut it down to 10 keepable people, and cuts are in, and I want to know from the group, who is your surprise cut? And I'm going to get the ball rolling here. My biggest surprise was Nick Chubb. That was my biggest surprise right off the bat, and I know it's probably not the biggest name, and I'll leave it to you guys because, as we know, I'm the most talented. But Nick Chubb, I was like, hey, starter week 1, I think he's going to probably be a first-round pick in our upcoming mock draft, but I wanted to know, Mike, what do you think?
Easy call. Nick Chubb getting cut, and it goes back to what we talked about last week. If you cut somebody, I don't care, but I always want to see who you're cutting them for. And so, just as he was the biggest surprise cut, the biggest surprise keep was Christian Kirk. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. If Case is in win now mode, he cut somebody who is a very viable, good high floor pick for week 1. I agree with you, Pete. You've got my vote.
It's bad to have those two, the worst keeper and the worst keeper and the best. Anyway, DeVito, what do you think?
Yeah, Chubb was mine. I can't believe he cut him, especially with the news of Mixon that now he might be done for the year.
I saw.
The other guys that are there just injury prone. Dameon Pierce is injury prone, and Chubb seems like he reared back into form.
What the hell happened to Innes?
Do you kick him out?
I don't know if he was happy with us.
I switched over to my phone. I didn't like the quality. I don't want to be Mike freezing up on my laptop.
Just so you know, this quality's no better.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like this angle.
Whoa,
I
got thigh and everything.
How's this?
This is a choice. That's all.
Unbelievably worse.
We're gonna R-rate this.
All right. Well,
better. That was better.
All right. Well, the reason I was gonna go to Jeff third is because I wanted to know not only who his surprise cut was, but Jeff. This is your first time weighing in the season. What your thoughts are on the off season and who you think might have won it as well. But first, start off with your surprise cut. What do you think happened there?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with the Nick Chubb situation. But I did come up just for, fun and entertainment. I did come up with another surprise cut just because I thought we'd all be in agreement on Nick Chubb. This one was actually two guys that were cut on the same team. And it actually is Mr. Dan Larkin's team. I didn't understand. I understand him just punting on this quarterback situation. But why are you keeping Bo Nix on your team? I think I would have kept Tank Bigsby or Najee Harris. If I'm really just saying, hey, I don't care about my QB situation, why keep Bo Nix? I don't think he gets drafted in the first round. I don't think he gets drafted in the second round.
My next question, where do you think he goes if Bo Nix gets cut loose? Is he a third-round pick?
I think him and Christian Kirk are probably both third-round picks.
Yeah.
To be
maybe
honest,
second. Wow. Maybe end of two. Maybe end of two.
Right.
And Duddy to double.
Mike officially out of focus. Thank you.
I'm here.
That's what's screwing me up. I'm not gonna lie.
At least you can't see my balls, so I got.
That is 10 minutes and 57 seconds.
Double down. He's still out of focus. The double down.
Sorry,
Steve, he has Rashee Rice, who he wasn't going to cut. But he's got Rashee Rice, who's now out for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I thought that too, Steve. But you can't really cut him because this is a keeper league, right?
And no, you're not going to cut him. But you're two guys for a team that is potentially in the upper, not just upper two, maybe upper three, upper two, to have two guys in the bottom of a 10-man keeper league is tough.
Yeah, completely agree.
Jeff, who do you think won the offseason?
So I had three teams here. I mean, it's a tough question because I think you can't say who won the offseason until post-draft. But if I were to say, I think three teams had things go well for them prior to the draft. I think Pete, just by taking what he had, basically like a talentless roster, and adding some people that are actually pretty good and you'd want to have on your team. So I thought that was good offseason. I think he's got a competitive team. I think Case, just moving a couple pieces, getting Lamar Jackson. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think for him, just the peace of mind to have Jackson in there quarterback every week. He had a lot of depth at receiver. He still has a lot of depth at receiver. I think that was pretty good. And then I think myself, just out of pure luck of having everyone be healthy. McCaffrey is allegedly healthy. Burrow's playing in the preseason. Jordan Mason's getting carries. Just that, nothing that I actually did, just having some luck in that regard.
Hey, Jeff, did you try to make any moves? Did you try to make any pre-draft moves? Like, what was the chatter you're hearing across the league?
Yeah, I tried to make a lot of pre-draft moves. But prior to, that was the other one. Terry McLaurin getting a contract signed was good for me. So, I was trying to move him left and right, but prior to his contract being signed, because I didn't think he might be playing week one. Tried to move a quarterback to Dan Larkin. Wasn't really interested. I straight up told him, and I've told other people in the league this, that if he wanted Joe Burrow, I wasn't going to make a fair trade. It was going to make it, I was going to make it hurt.
I can confirm that.
Yeah. So, he's not interested in that right now. Good for him. He can come in third again. But
fantastic.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right. So wait, short answer. Who do you think? It was Case. Okay, you gave a list of three. I was like, holy God, this is like
Jeff, we
all agree that we talked.
We talked on the pod about the Pete Christian trade. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 shocking, 1 didn't even bat an eyelash. How surprised were you that the two of them did that?
I didn't think it was shocking. I knew Christian was trying to move somebody. He had offered me some players. I wasn't really interested.
Pittman. He definitely offered you Pittman.
No, it wasn't Pittman, actually. Him and I talked, and really, he was only interested in one guy on my roster if we were making a trade. That's what it kept coming back to. I'm not willing to move that guy right now. So that was that. I talked to him the other day, and I was surprised as well. And he made a good point. Like, only getting a first-round pick for Garrett Wilson is kind of crazy. Because if he's cut and he's in this draft, he probably goes top 3. Mm-hmm. But everybody's probably in the same boat where you're like, Justin Fields is throwing him hospital balls if they're even catchable. So that's the difficult part. But he had 1,000 yards the last 2 years with below average quarterback play. So I thought it was a good trade for Pete. I think Christian was disappointed in the value for him right now. So I knew he had to move a guy. So I wasn't too shocked.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I didn't particularly like. I've told you this before. I didn't particularly like Wilson, so I thought he had another move in his back pocket. Do you think that he had another move in his back pocket that might have not come to fruition?
No, I think Christian is in talking with him. He's quite frustrated with a few people in this league and their lack of willing to trade. He had some choice words for a couple folks. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to leak my leaking intel, but one of them's really tall and one of them's got great hair. That's all I'll say.
I don't disagree with him. I think the league in the offseason has a hard time making trades. I don't mind Christian's take on that one.
Yeah, I would agree.
No, I don't feel the pressure at all. I got my trades done, baby. Speaking of getting it done, this is a topical podcast, and I want to bring up the Travis Kelce Swift engagement. I didn't hear about it until news the next morning. That shows you how out of the loop I am. I was in a meeting when it happened. What do you guys? First of all, I got a question for you. Who proposes to somebody on a Tuesday? I think that's a little weird. Do you guys remember what day you proposed to your wife, Saj?
Friday.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Friday, right? Tuesday's a random. All right, that joke didn't hit very hard.
I will see this, Pete. Thinking about it as you say it, like, how are you gonna? There's a lot going on weekends, right? People aren't that into what's happening. Like, where are you going to maximize the most eyes on this proposal? And nobody's got anything going on Tuesday. You're in an office, most people.
True.
Right. But I heard today that this proposal didn't happen on Tuesday. This happened like a while ago, and it's just coming out now. They're choosing to put it out today.
Yes. So I have a daughter who's obviously obsessed with this stuff, and I was trying to tell her that this happened weeks ago, apparently, and they are. Yes, and she held it for 13 days, the news, that's her lucky number, before she wanted to break it. And, she's got an album coming out. This guy's got the season coming on.
Smart.
I said, what I think is going to be very crazy is going to be seeing Swift on the back of his jersey while he's playing. That is going to be very bizarre for the entire season.
Pete, did you hear about the potential date of the wedding?
No, when?
Well, her number is 13.
February.
June 13th, which is Friday the 13th.
Whoa,
there are numbers that align in 26 with the number 13, and
that feels unlucky.
How do you know all this stuff, Steve?
I listen to it on the radio.
All right, here's what I really
like.
I have Travis Kelce for this exact reason on my fantasy team. I was hoping he gets some spotlight. I'm hoping they force the ball to him in primetime spots. Do you think being under this spotlight helps his fantasy season? Yes or no?
No.
Really?
No.
In fact, I think it hurts him because I think this is going to take a little focus away. And this could be
way. I completely disagree. I don't think it matters either way, to be honest. But I think that getting the proposal out of the way, nobody's asking all season, will they, won't they? Why are they still dating? Why is he not proposed? This is great. It's like the weight off the back. You're all good to go. The season's his oyster. Doesn't have to worry about anything. They're proposed. Hey, go plan the wedding. I'll see you at the Super Bowl. You're good. I love that. Great move.
I think this is going to be so much media attention that they're going to force him the ball.
I think Rashee Rice's suspension. Rashee Rice's suspension is better for him than his engagement.
And I also think he's probably going to retire, right? He's got to retire now.
I would assume so.
Yeah,
I think this has all the makings of a Travis Kelce blow-up season. I don't know why. I think it's like a 20. This has got to be. Anyway,
I would agree with the touchdowns. I don't know if he's getting 1,200 yards, but I could see him catching 13, 14 touchdowns.
I hope so,
You know I love a good narrative. All right, let's talk about segment 2 before we get into the mock drafts, which I want to take the majority of the time on. Does anyone want to elaborate on anything with golf teams that draft in your menu? I want to send out a personal reminder that everyone needs to pay Steve for golf. So make sure that happens. Steve, do you want to say anything? We can kind of buzz through this. I'm excited. I've never played Ryder Cup style before I don't really even know what this means. I'm paired with Brian Casey, which I think is a little weird. The guy that organized everything picked me as his partner. I want to say, dude, that's a little weird. I like you as a friend. What do you guys feel about your pairings? Hey, I'm organizing it. I'm with Pete.
Yeah, I feel like Jeff and Steve did the whole thing, so they can comment on it. I'm there. I'm just here to have a good time.
Yeah, there was a private conversation that went down with you two.
Oh, well, no. Duddy and I just decided to take the bull by the horn because there was going to be an argument, and let's just get this figured out before we go. So that way we're not standing at the golf course with our pants down and have no idea what we're doing.
Exactly. And if you involve 8 guys in a decision, you really get nowhere. So we figured the 2 of us could figure it out and send it to the league. And I think it's a great format. I think it's going to be a fantastic day. Weather looks exquisite.
Looks great.
And then, I mean, going between golf to an absolute spread at Pat DeLuca's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a top-notch day of 2025.
It's going to be a day.
Amazing.
So, Steve, what time do we tee off on Saturday?
10:30 and 10:40.
10:30, 10:40. Who's going out first?
I don't give it. You'd flip a coin.
Well, actually, I'd like to ask. I think that brings it up just for our listeners that may not be involved in the league. I know there's a lot of them. We are playing the usual pod teams of these 3 and Brian Casey versus the rest of the league, the listeners.
The listeners. Add listeners.
And we are playing 2-man teams, 2 versus 2. So there's pairings. My team has announced their pairings of the most titles in a pairing, myself and Kevin Breen, probably half the league titles there in that group. And then CJ and Larkin, who I think have 1 title between them, but
that's the least.
That is good for them. And they will be matching up against.
So hold on, before we go there.
Wait, that is fantastic. We got to have Jeff on here more often. This kid's shoulders alone. I love it.
We have to say how we came up with the top of the line. So
yeah,
we were discussing
I would actually
who's going to be the number 1, the number 2, or the number 3. And Duddy and I agree that on any given day, Case, Duddy, or myself, depending on who is playing the best, is probably the best one there. Because if Andy's there, he's the best one out of all of us. So we decided to give it to Case. And quite frankly, the reason that we gave it to Case is because I don't want to hear his bullshit all day long as to why he wasn't number 1.
Hey, he's our teammate, dude.
It's irrelevant.
Or
no,
if your team lost,
like, there's a method to this. There's a method to this. There's an absolute method. I want Case playing pissed off because when he plays pissed off, he's better. So, Case, show up pissed. We're gonna get a text like 30
for my team's pairings. I thought about who has 4 first-round draft picks and who should I ride around 4 hours with to try to get one of them.
It's perfect.
So
you're not gonna
it
get
was
them.
Pretty easy. It was pretty easy to put those pairings together. But I'd like to know who we're matched up against, Steve.
So I think it's going to be Mike and I against you and Breen, and Case and Pete against Larkin and Spades.
Oh my God, what a pairing that is!
What's the format? Like, what are we playing? 2-man scramble.
2-man scramble.
Yep.
Strokes anywhere? Are we playing straight up?
Oh, we only get if the match is split, then we go to total score, and the listener team is getting 2 strokes on total score.
If the match is split, okay.
So what we're gonna do, each hole we're gonna even if Mike, say Duddy and Breen get a 4 on a hole, we're finishing the hole out to get total strokes overall.
Max double par. Yeah, max double par.
In a scramble, dude, if anyone's making a double par in scramble, we got some big problems. But good rule.
Yep.
Who's scoring? What? I think, Steve, you and I are going to be the best team. What are we going to score? 3 under?
No,
not there.
Not at Highfields.
Yeah, maybe 5 over would be impressive.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 or 5 over is a really good round.
We playing blues? We playing whites? What's the format?
Blues.
Whites are close there. I played whites there in the spring, and they were pretty tight.
I'm having DeVito on my team, guys. Look at that guy. That guy plays. DeLuca tests me 3 days a week, and he's like, "Hey, Steve's golfing again today." This is the best teammate to have.
I have Steve's location. I love it. It's always on the green or in the woods. I don't know if that's very good.
My favorite part about Pete is I'll be at some random place. What are you doing at Patriot Place?
I'll be like, hey, enjoy your dinner at Patriot Place. We can talk later.
Sounds good, guys.
What are you getting at Davios tonight?
Thanks for taking the lead, guys. Any complaints? I hope no one complained. Who's going to complain?
No one's going to complain. Pay Steve. Steve, how do you want to get paid?
So when we get to the course, I paid the deposit. When we get to the course, either I'll just put on my card and we can pay, or we can pay separately, whatever.
Yeah, just have everybody. Just have everybody pay themselves. Oh, okay. Yeah, have everybody pay themselves.
I didn't know you. My bad. I thought there was a deposit or something.
No,
okay.
I paid the deposit. So we can figure that out after.
Okay, cool. You can tell I don't play golf very much.
10:30.
All right.
I'll be there 9.
With that,
hold on though. The winning team is going to get $80 in Pro Shop credit.
Oh,
very nice.
Jeff, I have golf towels, by the way. Jeff, did you hear that?
I did. I listened to the pod. I'm excited. Yeah,
I got yours. You want to see yours or no? I was surprised.
No. I like the surprise. Let's wait. It's going to be great because I've got a pair of clubs that I leave at my parents, so that'll be, and I don't have a towel on that set.
Wait, Jeff, I feel like last time you and I played at this tournament together, and you had rental clubs, and you used like 6 of my clubs.
Oh my God, that was the guy laughed at me when I go, "You got rentals?" and he reached under the counter. Have you ever seen anyone store their rental clubs? Like he pulled out a bag with 6 clubs, and he goes, "Good luck."
you used my Titleist the hybrid like 15
oh my God,
times.
They were horror. They were the worst set ever. But now I have a set at my parents' house. We're good to go for Saturday.
Right, good. No excuses.
Hey, Mike, are you gonna let us know if you're coming here for the pre-party on Friday?
I still don't know. I'll make a call on Friday. Depends on work on Friday. Sorry, dude. What difference does it make?
Big difference.
Then no. If you need to plan, then no. If I show up, it'll be a great surprise.
No, just looking for my teammate to be here on Friday.
I'll do my best. I'll be locked in Saturday, dude. Don't worry about me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the 5th annual Michael Turner mock draft. So, throw in another one. Duddy, what's that get you up to 6?
That's where I was coming from with my mother. We drove to Rhode Island so I could get some flavored tobacco.
we got an over under brewing on the text chain. I think it's at 5.
I'll hit the over.
All right. At the same time?
No, not at the same time. No.
Okay.
He'd be dead.
All right. So for those of you at home, the Michael Turner mock draft dates back to 2005, I believe, when Christian Didarian took his hot keeper that he wouldn't tell anyone about, gave every tip to everyone under the sun. Jeffrey, you got anything to add to this? Because it was to you personally, I believe, the conversations where he was withholding his hot pick.
No. I mean, we were driving to, I believe it was Foxwoods for that draft. It was me, the big guy, and Christian in the car. Driving down, he's like, "I got this draft nailed. It is nailed. I know every pick." And he goes, "Pete, maybe you can pull that draft up." But I believe I did Chris Johnson in that draft, maybe Darren McFadden draft. I'm not sure. But he nailed first 6 picks. Boom, 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 boom. And then my pick. We're like, "Who you taking?" "Not going to say. You guys will know." So he hammers that draft, and we go boom, 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 boom. 6 first picks. He knocked them all out. Gets to Christian. Michael Turner. And he was kept by
Reevaluate quickly.
What was his reaction? Was he immediately like, I think he was like, he started shuffling his magazine.
Oh my God. It was the most panicked look I may have ever seen in my life. Like, couldn't believe he missed it, embarrassed, panicked that he had to make a pick now, and he was unprepared for that.
So prepared for those first 6.
He nailed it. He nailed the first 6. It wasn't an easy draft either.
So in honor of Christian Didarian's love for drafting and mock drafting, apparently by himself and sending us all updates of how badly we do, we put together the Michael Turner mock draft, and of course some league adjustments to make sure that this doesn't happen often, including FUPAs, which was when everyone knew to have to take a shot, or something if you made a pick of somebody that was kept. And we also updated the keeper system. We have a full league now where you can go in and see everybody that is available. So God help you if you draft somebody that is taken. And in that spirit, we are going to do the Michael Turner mock draft, which is we are going to review the first 10 picks, go over who we think is going to be picked, and it will start with Kevin Breen at number 1. Pick 1, round 1. Where do you want to start, Mike?
Are you going to do the thing you did last year where you keep a scoreboard of who Jeff and I love that. Jeff, confirm you love that too.
It was fantastic. I don't want to put the pressure on, but it was great. You probably could have brought this up on the pre-air email, Mike. Would have been really nice about an hour ago.
Case was being obnoxious.
He doesn't read email. He doesn't read them.
I can do it. Before we jump into the picks, can we do a little banter on, like, we'll get to the 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Like, does anybody in this draft think like last year, if you recall, all rookies. We had 0 redrafts in the first round. 100% rookies. Is anybody here saying like I think there's a clear redraft? We've heard some Nick Chubb. There's a ton of quarterbacks that are like anybody looking of this year being an outlier. And we're going to get some redrafts in the first round. Who's willing to take that bet on?
I have a spot for 2 potential redrafts. I don't love it. I've got kind of 2 picks for 2 different spots that I'm deciding between. But I could see it happening.
Over under 1.5.
Under
1.5. But last year I gave Montgomery going in like 6 different spots in the first round. So what do I know?
Pete, you're a classic redraft guy. You like these veterans. Raheed Shaheed on the board again for you if you want him.
No, I am not. I would not do a redraft. I do think that there are a lot of talented rookies. However, I do. I would hit the. I do think there is going to be one, so I would hit the under on the 1.5 rookies.
Under if it's a half, you both go over.
I don't think there's going to be 2 redrafted players in the first round.
But you think there'll be one? Everybody thinks one. And I'm guessing we all think it's likely Chubb, unless someone wants to throw another name out there.
No, I don't feel strong about anybody else.
Okay, same.
I actually do. So maybe 2.
Oh, I can't wait for that take to come out. There's a lot of good rookies. Do anybody have like a number where it's like if you're in the top 6, if you're in the top 3? Genty to me is in a separate level. So Breen having the 1 pick, huge win. Do you look at like I think there's a top 6 that's clear. I think there's a top 4 that's clear. Like, does anybody have it? DeVito, you're a big draft guy. You've been talking about 2026 draft for years.
I think there's a top 5.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's a clear-cut 5, and then your 6 through 8 or 9 are pretty close.
I think there's a top 6.
I've got 7, but I will say that I don't see much of a difference between a lot of these guys. Like, I don't think, and we can get to this with the pick, but I don't think Ashton Ginty is LaDainian Tomlinson, Adrian Peterson. Like, I don't think he's that guy. Like, he's probably closer to Clyde Edwards-Helaire than he is to those guys.
All right, but I assume we all think Ginty goes 1, correct?
I think the 1-2 is simple.
All right, does anybody want to argue against Ginty, Hampton 1-2?
Yes.
Okay, let's stay with Ginty first. Jeff's going a different direction. This is a good one, though. So Green lucks out into the 1 pick back-to-back years. He didn't pick the right receiver last year. Ginty, the easy pick, and then what's your comparison point? Like, who's the rookie corollary that you peg him against?
I think that outside of opportunity and system, that TreVeyon Henderson is the most talented player in this draft.
Yeah.
Much like, and this hasn't aged. This doesn't age very well. But I brought up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I thought the best player in that draft was ETN. Like, I thought he was the best running back in that draft. I think he went 10 to Christian. He didn't have a good system. He didn't have a good situation. I get that. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going into the Chiefs' offense as the number 1 running back. He was fine, serviceable for maybe 1 or 2 years. But I think TreVeyon Henderson is the most talented player in this draft.
So I think he's definitely the most talented, Dud. But when you are Hampton going into a Harbaugh run-heavy offense, and that guy is a monster back. Like, he's not – TreVeyon Henderson is a little light. He has a ton of speed. Hampton is a bruising back with speed. Like, he was at North Carolina 1,700 yards in a horrible offense.
Yeah, and especially after Drake May left.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ginty isn't here, he's the number 1.
Yeah. I think who would you take if TreVeyon was on if those teams had picked differently, if they had swapped, if TreVeyon had gone to the Chargers, wouldn't you take him?
Ooh. I don't know because I mean there's no one there. There's no one in Los Angeles.
Got Najee Harris.
Oh God, please.
Hey, speaking of Najee Harris, Jeff, you had this similar take Najee Harris's first year where you almost felt like you had to take Harris because
he won me the title. It was a no-brainer pick. He was fantastic that year. I think Ben Roethlisberger was half crippled, and he probably dumped off 50 passes to him. Had a fantastic year. I don't think he was that talented. It was just a situation. So I agree, Mike.
You think that's a good corollary for Hampton?
Yeah, probably. I think Hampton has more speed. I don't know. Maybe Steve or one of you guys knows about his pass catching. I think TreVeyon is probably the most developed pass catcher that I've read about, or pass protector since Ezekiel Elliott came in as a rookie. So I don't know what Hampton's situation is if he can play third down and catch passes.
He can. He can catch the ball in the backfield. That's why I like him a lot. He's a 3-down guy. Harris is going to be the guy that subs in for him every once in a while and gets like 5 carries a game.
I'd never have the balls to do it, but honestly, I think I like those two more than Ginty.
So what you think? Do we all assume Breens takes Ginty 1?
Yes.
I think Genty's an obvious 1 pick. I'd be shocked if Breens didn't take him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I personally think DeVita's going to go chalk and take Hampton at 2. Who else is Jeff? You don't seem on board with me on that.
If I had to pick, I'd take Travion Henderson. I think talent wins out. Yes, right now. I mean, so what? The Chargers did lose their left tackle. The Patriots' offensive line might as well have me and Pete lined up at guard and center. But I think talent wins out. I think with McDaniels, he's never getting another job. This is his job for as long as they can continue to win or he can develop Drake May. I think for the situation and the talent level, I'd take Travion at 2 if it was my pick. But I couldn't argue with Hampton. I think he's a stud too.
To your point though, I love that Henderson's going into a young offense with May, right? So they're going to be able to develop. Hampton's also going in with Herbert, who's relatively young too. If Hampton was going in with, I don't know, call it Geno Smith or Sam Darnold, right? Someone who's a little bit older as a vet, maybe you only have him for 2 or 3 years, but Hampton's going to be in a young run first offense. So
I agree with the Harbaugh thing. Like I had J.K. Dobbins last year. The guy looked incredible for the first 6, 7, 10 weeks. They know how to develop an offense and run the ball. I'd like to see them throw the ball more, to be honest. But
let's hold on. We're gonna remember we're mocking our league.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Andy DeVita has the 2nd pick.
That was.
I look at it too. Like it's DeVita sitting there. He's gonna be living in Massachusetts. He's gonna be able to watch Travion Henderson for the next 5 years at 1:00 on Sundays.
Pete, he's your cousin. Take us in. Take us into Andy's war room. What's Andy's thought process? It's probably between these 2 guys.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is the stats are unbelievable. We know that this guy Hampton is great, but you are mocking for Andy DeVita right now, and that's the thing you got to take into consideration with the Michael Turner mock draft is that it doesn't always go according to plan. And so we all agree that Genty absolutely 100%, but then you get DeVita, who is a wild card here. And the best thing, the way that I like to figure this out, is to look at the pick after this. The pick after this is Christian Dedarian. Who do you think Christian wants at 3? Because whoever that is, I guarantee you DeVita's going to pick him at 2.
Oh, he wants Henderson.
I don't think Christian cares. I think he'd take Henderson or Hampton.
I agree with Mike. I think that's in a great spot. He lets DeVita decide for him.
Me too. And Christian's taking a running back. Running back every year.
Win-win for both. Doesn't matter who.
Yep.
Okay, so
Darian's in the best spot because he's going to get a stud at 3.
Yep.
No matter who gets picked 1 or 2.
Well, Andy's in a good spot too.
But I'm saying even if Breen goes rogue and picks Hampton, and then DeVita gets Genty, or DeVita's like, no, I still want Henderson, and somehow Genty falls to 3. Like no matter where this is, Dedarian's in a great spot.
Yes.
I think DeVita's going to take Hampton because I think he has digs. I know that he thinks about having multiple players on the same team because I talked to him about it. But I think that he would pass on Henderson and take Hampton for that reason. He has 2 players.
I say Hampton.
Hampton.
Final answer.
You guys don't want you
Henderson.
All right.
You think Andy takes Henderson?
Yes.
All right.
Like that guy.
All right. Well, either way, the other one goes to Dedarian at 3, right?
I would take the others. So we're all mocking that the top 3 picks will be 3 running backs. And I think a very, very good top of the board running back class, personally.
Yep.
Not bad.
Prediction at the end of the season, who's the top scoring rookie running back out of these 3 only?
This season?
Ginty.
Yeah.
Hampton.
I think Henderson. I'm crazy.
I think this season only. I think it's Ginty. He's got 0 competition.
I think Henderson's going to have a lot of opportunities to touch the ball, and he's going to have some special teams points that you might not be calculating for, although minimal. And I think he plays on 3rd down. I don't know. I think it might be a big deal.
The only reason why I like Hampton over Genty points-wise, I love Genty. The only reason why I like Hampton is because the Chargers have a better team than the Raiders. Genty isn't a great pass catcher out of the backfield. He's more of a run guy. I could see games where Genty's like 10 to 12 carries, for 25 yards. And then he's going to have one game where he's, they're winning magically and they're 25 for 202 touchdowns. Hampton, I think, is going to be more of a volume guy, both out of the backfield, catching the ball and running the ball. And the Chargers are just way better than the Raiders.
Steve, if you had the one pick, would you have the balls to take Hampton?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty impossible, right?
No.
All right, so consensus on the first three brings us back to Breen at 4. I actually think this is the most interesting pick of the draft personally, because it could go in a number of different ways.
Yeah, there's no disagreement there. I think this is where this starts. This affect obviously, like, this is a stupid comment, but this affects the next 6 picks, right? Like, this is where the draft starts essentially.
It's funny too, because I know if I was picking 4 who I would pick, I don't know if it's the same person Kevin would pick.
Yeah.
What's your DeVito? What's your take on what type of player Kevin would take? I think Kev always goes one direction, unrelenting.
See, I think Breen's going to take his running back, and I think he views this league. Well, no, he's going to take his running back at 1.
Okay.
And the way that this league is set up with our PPR, I think he's going to go receiver here, and I think he's got really one of 3 receivers to choose from. It's either going to be a tell me if I'm wrong, Egbuka, McMillan, or Golden. Those are the 3 picks here for Breen. He's either going to decide if he's going to go for the long run, which I think that would be McMillan, because I think he's a stud.
How do you say that guy's first name?
Tet.
Tetaroa.
Tet.
Is he Italian?
Yeah.
Or Irish? I'm confused.
Golden, who's going to be the number 1 guy in Green Bay. But Egbuka looks like the real deal in Tampa. He's a stud. And him and Baker have really been connecting. And how many years does Mike Evans have left in the tank? And Egbuka could be the next big thing to pair up with Baker. I have Breen taking Egbuka right here.
Interesting. Pete, agree, disagree?
Yes, I also like Mbuka. He fills that Chris Godwin role that Kevin Breen was so interested in for so many years, made him so many points out of. I think that those Tampa Bay wide receivers are something that appeals to him. So I would go with that. Also, Mbuka sounds like my last name when you drink too much. So I will go with that.
I could hear Larkin saying that. I'm playing with Spates, Casey,
with those,
and Mbuka.
Hey, you better be careful with those zits in your mouth. You're not exactly sounding too great either.
Jeff, what's the word? What's the word? Kevin always looks for one thing.
Value.
Talent.
Pedigree. I think it's one of 3. I don't think he's going to pick Golden.
No, I don't have him taking Golden. I'd love to be different here, but I've got him taking Ibuka too.
I have him taking Tet here. I think Tet, target share, higher draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about the guy that I'm guessing he's also going to debate, which is if you're going pedigree,
Travis
the number
Hunter.
2 pick in the draft is on the board.
Nah, that's too flashy for him. Breen doesn't like to draft those kind of guys.
Yeah.
I just
so
don't see McMillan being Breen's type of guy, because I could see it being him being Quentin Johnston in a worst case scenario.
I'm taking Tet, but I think we agree wherever you value this pick. Yeah. I think Breen keeps this pick personally. I think he takes this pick and picks whatever receiver he likes the most, and he comes out of the draft at a minimum with his number 1 running back and his number 1 receiver.
Yep.
We've got Tet and Ibuka. Then that brings DeVita back. I'm going to almost guarantee Andy DeVita would like to trade this pick.
Well, he won't be there to do it, so you got to come up with some sort of thing. He's probably going to auto draft it. No, he's going to be there for the draft. He said he'll join for the draft.
Yeah, he'll be remote.
He'll be on there for the draft.
So he's probably going to have a list in front of him ready to go. He's probably not. He's probably going to be looking. I don't think he's going to see. Yeah, he'll see 2 guys come off the board.
I think Andy makes this pick. I think he tries to trade 9.
9, yeah, I think so too. Yeah. I think I could see.
Who's
he picking here, Jeff?
He takes the other one, whoever Breen doesn't want.
No, actually, I have Andy taking Travis Hunter.
Me too. I think Andy's taking Hunter.
Wow.
Yeah. That is an Andy guy.
Why?
I honestly think think
athletic, early pick.
Second pick in the draft.
Probably has never heard of Tetaroa McMillan.
Yes. I'm with Jeff. And I think he wanted to pick Hunter before the podcast was like, yo, dude, just pick Hampton. And now if he can get the guy who's the second pick in the draft, who he probably is like, oh, I know this guy. I'm with Jeff. I haven't taken Hunter here.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I wasn't high on Hunter like 3 weeks ago, but now they've like completely done it about face. And he was going to be the number 1 corner and number 2 receiver, and now they've got him like full-time offense, and they're going to put him part-time as like a nickel.
Yep.
All right. As somebody that had Hunter at 2 during our last podcast, I thought DeVita was going to have him at 2. If he moves to 5, is that good value, or are you laughing after?
Great value. That'd be a great pick if you picked him at 5.
If he comes out with Travion or Hampton and Hunter, like, great draft.
Great draft. Agree.
All right. I could jump on board with that. All right. I changed my pick. I'm going with DeVita with Travis Hunter there.
Steve, are you sweeping Hunter?
I agree with you guys. I mean, I think the right pick for him is probably McMillan, but I agree. I think he's going to see the flash and take Hunter.
Wow, guys, this is as close to consensus as we could be, and I'm the one outlier with Tet, not Abuka.
Well, so looking at it, Mike, if you're Breen, you've got sandwich picks there. You've got 4 and 6, and if you're not going to trade 6, then you really have to look at it like, is one of these 2 guys that I like? If he likes Abuka and McMillan, which one would Andy not take?
4, 6. He's got 4, 6, 7.
Oh yeah, wow.
To me, it's Jeff. I told you I think there's a top 6. I think Kevin, for my mock draft, gets Abuka here, and you guys think he gets Tet. I think there's a top 6, and I think at 7 it's a big drop. Personally, That's why I think it is.
Yep.
So I have Breen getting Abuka, so I have him getting Abuka and Tet in just a different order than I'm guessing you guys are all going to say he's taking Tet here.
Yes.
Yes.
So far, so boring here, gang.
This is where it gets interesting a little bit.
I think this is where it gets. I have no idea where we go from here. I don't think Kevin wants to keep 7.
No way. No chance. He'll move to next year or the year after.
This is your redraft. This is your redraft pick of the first round.
Well, this is why this pick right here is why I'm trying to drive around with Kevin for 4 hours on Saturday.
So if you're going into the draft, Jeff, Christian, you put a trade in here. You say what the trade is and tell us where we're wrong. Come on, audience participation, buddy.
Just found the chat. Give him a break.
You said, Jeff, I said there's a top 6. I think there's a cutoff right here. You said there's a top 7. So that means you, Jeff Innes, are eyeing somebody potentially as the 7th best player in this draft. You just said it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, I did. I agree. I think there's 2 situations. There's if Kevin Breen makes this pick, who I would have taken, and if someone trades it to this pick, who I would have them take.
I think if Kevin keeps this pick, it's a very plain vanilla missionary pick. But I think there's a trade here.
Yeah,
I think someone comes up and says, "I'll give you my 1 next year for this pick."
All right, let's look.
So
at
the
that.
question is, who's going for it? Who's going after it?
Next year, 2 1s. DeVita has 2 1s. D'Adarian has 2 1s, and that's it.
That's the guy. I think if anybody's going after this pick, it's D'Adarian. And I think if he does it, it's because there's a running back here that he likes.
Yes, agreed.
And he's got some crazy formula for how he values college running backs. And some guy ran a 4.3 or a 4.25 and these.
Yep.
Yes, Pete.
Just keep in mind that the first round pick that D'Adarian would be dealing next year would be the one that he acquired through the Garrett Wilson trade. How do you feel about that?
To me, this is why he did that trade, was because of something like this.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting.
So if D'Adarian takes, are we going to go on an idea here? Like if D'Adarian takes the pick, who we think he's going to take?
I personally think we're going to see D'Adarian come sweeping in and give a first next year for this pick.
If I'm D'Adarian, I give him my first next year. Keep the DeLuca first and give D'Adarian's first to Breen.
Jeez, burn, Pete. How do you feel about that? Well, if he's coming up, my view is it usually is with Kristen. He's going for a pedigree running back. You guys know college football better than I do, so I don't even know what my intuition tells.
Caleb Johnson. He would come up here and take Caleb Johnson, who's going to end up being the starting running back in Pittsburgh.
What's his pedigree? What's like his MO? I don't know anything about him.
Iowa, another bruiser, not a big pass catching guy, but ran for over 1,300 yards last year at Iowa, and a really bad offense.
What about that Denver guy, RJ Harvey?
Yeah, RJ Harvey.
That's who I think. That's who I think.
I don't
too small.
disagree,
He's too small. Christian likes bigger backs.
I think Caleb Johnson is the perfect back for Christian.
Okay, I can get aligned with that. Why were we so against having a consensus? You guys were like, absolutely not.
I just knew I wouldn't agree. I just knew I wouldn't agree.
What do you think, Joe?
So I two situations, right? If Breen keeps this pick, this is where I have Nick. This is where I have Nick Chubb go.
Okay.
No.
Well,
no.
so hear me out.
No.
Hear me just on the logic.
Nope.
Hear me.
Nope.
Just hear me out, Mike.
That's why I saying the first redraft pick. I'm aligned.
You've already got Ginty. You've already got Ibuka. You've already got McMillan in the way that we've done it. And now you're like, all right, am I taking another rookie, or do I take some guy that I can just plug in week 1 to my starting lineup as a starting running back? It's unlike Breen to do that, but I feel like it makes sense.
Let me tell you, I'm not going to talk about what this came up in the context of, but this is a verbatim text that I have from Kevin. I vehemently disagree. If Kevin keeps his pick, I think he takes Golden. He said, in context, I'm not really interested. My team isn't ready to contend. So he knew he had the one pick, the 3
I
picks.
would disagree with that statement, but
as did I. The trade I offered him was one that would certainly not validate that answer, but that's where he was. I don't think there's a world he's picking Chubb. No chance.
All right.
No, I got Golden. I had Golden here for Breen originally.
What'd you say, Pete?
Even with all these first-round picks, he doesn't just sneak in a Nick Chubb. He's going to start. He's had him before.
Nope.
I thought Nick Chubb. I'm aligned with you, Jeff.
Okay. So let's mock this in both directions. Let's say if you think if Kevin stays, you two have Chubb.
Yes.
And you and I have Golden. Could we take? Could Breen just take Caleb Johnson?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh wait, that's who I have.
But I don't think
Breen. The only guy that likes running backs as much as Christian is Breen. So
Breen. I have Caleb Johnson going here to Breen. I guess I have Caleb Johnson going to Breen, or if there's a trade, I think it's Christian. So Caleb Johnson is my pick here.
That's a good move, Steve.
All right.
The first redraft. I don't think it's Kevin that's taking the first redraft. His teams used to be good when he did that. He doesn't think his team's good.
Yeah.
All right. So now here we go.
I think the first redraft is coming at either.
This is it. Larkin at what are we at now? 8? Larkin at 8. He doesn't have a quarterback. He doesn't draft quarterbacks in the first round.
I disagree with you guys on Bo Nix, dude.
Does he go with his major need, or does he go with a position player?
Nope. Dude, I disagree with you guys on Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is excellent. I really do. I don't think there's a chance that Larkin takes a quarterback. I think he thinks Nix can lead him to the playoffs.
Kiss of death.
He might lead to the playoffs, but that's as far as he's going.
If the draft falls the way it falls, Golden's available, and Lloyd's going to keep stacking first-round receivers. He's hit Genie in the bottle every year.
What level of quarterback does Dan Larkin need to get a Super Bowl title? What player? Are we talking a top 6?
Christian hates.
I agree.
I knew Christian hates.
Bo Nix is awful. I agree.
Wait, if you guys were Lloyd,
he's not awful. The problem with him is
not going to fantasy.
50% of his yardage and touchdowns came against the bottom 6 teams they played last year.
I agree with that.
So they've got a better schedule this year. They made the playoffs. They're playing they're only playing a 3-seed schedule, but I just don't, on a consistent week-to-week basis, I just don't see the him getting you 15 to 20 points a week. I don't know.
What do you do if you're Dan here, Jeff? Let's mock this on.
I just want it to be different and interesting here. I've got him taking Cam Ward.
Wow.
You think Cam Ward's the first quarterback off the board? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I think Larkin's sitting there after last year, and he's like, man, I should have taken Jalen. I took the idiot on Chicago instead. Spates really beat me to it. Now Spates has a quarterback for the next 10 years. Cam Ward, everything that I'm hearing sounds fantastic.
He sounds awesome.
He sounds awesome. Just a great dude. He gets in a fight with a lineman. He's there at 5 a.m. He's throwing passes to everybody. I don't necessarily think that he's as talented as some of these other guys that have blown up as rookies, but I love what I'm hearing, and I think they could be better than most people think this year. I mean, you can't be worse than Will Levis, so
True.
They got that going for him.
Pete, you think quarterback here?
I do.
Yes, and
sorry, go ahead, Pete. No.
Who's it to, Mike? Me?
You.
Oh,
Pete.
Yes, I do. I do think quarterback, and the thing is, you got to win right now. And we already have enough to plan for the future. He's pretty stocked and ready to go. I want to win right now. And if you want to win right now, the quarterback is Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, and Drake May.
Yeah, I agree.
So those are the three you go with. Maybe Brock Purdy and Baker Mayfield aren't as sexy as a younger Drake May. So I think he probably goes with Drake May in that spot.
If you're going to go quarterback in the first round, right?
Yeah.
Why are you keeping Bo Nix then?
I think he just froze.
It's a good question.
I think I don't think he knew he couldn't keep he didn't have to keep a quarterback.
No, I think he knew that. But like,
I'm also willing to like go out on a very sturdy limb here, saying that if DeVita and Christian hadn't sent their keepers, there's no chance that Larkin was remembering to send his in on Saturday.
Hey, when you look at Larkin's keepers, the people that he cut,
his team's fantastic.
Fantastic.
He could have cut Bo Nix and kept Najee Harris, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Gus Edwards, or Tank Bigsby. You wouldn't have taken any of those guys over Bo Nix. So he kind of kept Bo Nix out of default. Those guys, there's nothing really there.
I would have kept Bigsby.
This is before Najee Harris was cleared from the pub, too. So he didn't know that.
What picks does he have in the second round? I can't get my draft board up for some reason.
No worries. He has his pick in the second round. That's it.
The only thing I would say why I would be anti-quarterback for Dan, you just rattled off Purdy, May, Baker, Caleb. Like, there's a bunch of guys that are like not that different. And so if Dan is thinking, yeah, I do need another quarterback, Spates drafted Daniels in the second round. I think you drafted Dak Prescott in the fourth round, Pete. Like, I think there's enough quarterbacks, and a bunch of guys kept two quarterbacks. If I'm Dan, he doesn't value the position. I don't think he's picking a quarterback one, guys.
No. So if he by keeping Bo Nix, this is to me that's a non-starter drafting a quarterback here.
Wow.
And Pete, to go to what you're saying about a win now scenario, how is this not Nick Chubb if this is a win now scenario for him? It's either Nick Chubb or it's Golden, because if you want a win now guy, you have a starting running back on a really good offense on a division leader in Houston.
In fairness, I had Nick Chubb going the pick before. That's why I don't, if he was there.
Right.
Me too.
But to me, if it say Chubb's gone, then this is Golden, because that's the number one receiver
in an
offense in Green Bay.
That's
so if it's not Chubb, it's Golden. Like right now, back to back here, I have Chubb and Golden.
We'll see. I would be, if he picks a quarterback here, I'd be shocked.
Your words, not mine, Steve. I heard it, though.
We all heard.
Appreciate that.
All right. So let's wrap this up. We got DeVita at 9, and we got Kaleli at 10.
DeVita's trying to move this pick.
Really? I think he just does it. And honestly, there's good talent here at 9.
Yep.
I hope he picks a rookie if he's at 9.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think Chubb goes to Larkin, and then this is Golden. And this is a good pick for Andy. Yep. If he comes out of this first round with Hampton, McMillan, and Golden, that's a Golden first round.
There you go. I've got Andy taking RJ Harvey.
Who did you have? I have you taking Golden, Steve.
Yeah, but we switched this all up. Remember we were talking about Hunter?
Right.
Should have had a consensus.
I also have Andy taking RJ Harvey here, by the way, Jeff. I think that's a good pick for him. And I have him keeping the pick and taking a rookie.
Yeah, me too.
I had DeVita taking RJ Harvey. I think that he's going to be available. That's running back available. Yeah. Yep.
Me too. I think it's a good pick.
And honestly, I think if DeVita makes those 3 picks, that's a very good first round.
I
think he comes out pretty good out of that. So
Pete and Jeff, your advice to Andy, like he could move it. People will offer him first round picks. He has 2 next year. Is your advice hold and get young, or is your advice see what people float and kick the can down the road like Breen's been doing? He's been here all of them for 7 years.
No, pick at 2 and 5. If somebody offers you something good for 9, consider it. But make your picks at 2 and 5. There's no easy fix for where his roster is right now. Nobody in this league is going to be dumb enough to offer him something that's going to improve him to make the playoffs this year, in my opinion. So take 2 and 5, take who you like. And at 9, sure, if somebody offers you a first next year, somebody offers you a player that you like, consider it.
Yeah, he has 3. He has those first, and then he has 1 second. He doesn't have any third, and then after that, it kind of gets a little washed. So he doesn't have any really third round picks, and after that, it's kind of done. So I think he uses all 3. Sorry, Steve.
No, I agree. I think this draft, if you're going to pick rookies to grow your team, this is where he's going to pick them. I don't think trying to hold off another year when you're trying to rebuild a roster to get 3 picks next year makes sense. In this first round here, he's going to get 3 good rookies.
I agree. Guys, how bad does Christian want to be on the podcast right now?
Join. We still got to do his segment. I feel bad.
We do. I botched that one. All right, 10th pick's me. I got 1 pick in the first round. What do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah, no, that was what I was going to ask you.
I'll answer. In this situation, how I had my mock draft going, I had Golden going 10.
I would take Golden.
I have Harvey going to Mike.
Let me see. Who is the most frail, flamboyant wide receiver available? God, man. Who is the one that's the most overhyped for doing like highlight reels and has no real potential? Potentially a weird name. That's whoever Mike is going to take. I'll say it's Cedric Tillman.
Not too early. I do love Tillman, but I'm not taking
or Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Let's say that the first 8 picks the first 9 picks are all rookies. All those guys are off the board.
No.
Would not take Nick Chubb here?
Nope.
Okay.
This is the attention seeking right now. Go ahead, Mike. Who are you going to take?
I have no
It
depends who gets to me. If it's the way I'm going to take a rookie. I'd like taking rookies and trying to get guys. I mean, there's so many. Like, I wouldn't mind Harvey. I wouldn't mind Golden. I wouldn't mind any. Like, you guys didn't mention Burden. I wouldn't mind Burden. Like, I don't mind the kid in Houston. Like, there's a bunch of guys that I could see myself grabbing at the bottom of the first.
So you want to take the rookie here instead of Chubb?
Yeah.
With your roster, yeah?
Yeah, because Nick Chubb, to me, the first couple weeks is like a dart throw, and I just don't trust the guy's going to be healthy in the middle of the season. I need more like long-term roster depth than I need Nick Chubb the first 3 weeks because my keepers are all pretty solid and they're healthy right now. So no, I don't need Chubb. And I have 2 picks in the second, so I can kind of get some of those other guys who could fill in. Like I can grab a quarterback in the second round. There's so many of them. I can grab like a mid-tier receiver or something. Like so this one I want to get a young guy and see if I can hit gold would be the hope.
Think of what's coming up next after you though. All right. So at the end of the first, I totally understand. Then you got a Spates run, DeVita. So you got Spates entering the draft and making 2 picks. You got DeVita making his last pick and probably concluding his roster. You got Innis coming in and making his first pick. So you got to understand that those guys are going to come in probably hot looking for a position player right off the bat. So it kind of leads you to doesn't change you to anything. You you stay the course.
Nope. Like if for some reason, Pete, those guys didn't take Chubb, maybe I'd take him at 15 because that's what a second round pick is supposed to be. But Chubb will go in that grouping. Like Spates should pick Chubb because he has Mixon. But I mean, we thought he should have picked Montgomery last year, and he picked Gus Edwards. So I guess you never know with him. But he should Chubb just doesn't add value for me. I don't want a guy like that.
So you're looking at one of these running backs or one of these rookies.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer that if Chubb falls out of the first round, he's going to Spates.
What's the deal with Judkins?
He hasn't signed a contract yet.
There's potential legal issues going on too. Quinshawn Judkins.
Now, I do want to throw out another name that I thought would be interesting for Breen or Christian especially.
Oh yeah.
Is that Bill McCroskey whatever on Washington? I don't even know what the last name of the hyphen is.
Right.
And his first name isn't Bill, but that's what he wants to be called, which I love. I love that.
It's Jacroy McCroskey Merritt,
aka Bill
McCroskey. Why is he going as Bill?
I had him in a few spots here. I could absolutely see him going before Caleb Johnson, before RJ Harvey, if one of those two were in a position to pick a running back.
That's such a mess, that running back room, though. Do you trust that guy's going to get the number 1 carries?
No, I think it's a split between all 3, but long term, I mean, it's whoever pops, right?
True.
The hot hand's going to get the carries, and they like the kid. They let Brian Robinson go. Like, if he comes out gangbusters, it's his job.
Pete, where's Christian going in the second round? Is he picking the second round? I know who's picking the second round.
No, Christian's first pick is the 3rd round. His pick.
Tyler Warren, baby. He's
just first round. He's got his first round pick too. Hey, any chance that Spates has the 11th pick, the 13th pick, and a later second round pick, and he has a first-round pick next year. Any chance that Spates moves into the first round with a first-round pick next year and one of these second-round picks?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, him and Nikita like trading together. I could see that.
Well, the only thing is he's not very active. Like, is he going to try to go up and get 9 because he likes somebody? Like, sure, maybe, but he's a wild card.
But he's jumping you for what? For Golden?
He'd be jumping me for a rookie he likes.
Yeah. Potentially. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
What about 5? He could go get the 5 pick.
He doesn't have enough. I wouldn't trade the 5 pick for 2 seconds.
I wouldn't either. 2 seconds in a future first.
No. And Space's team is good. That first is going to be 6 through 10.
Yep.
The first is my first too.
Spates has your first?
Spates has my first. Yep.
Next year.
Next year.
Jeez, if he took 11 in Pete's first and gave it for 5, I don't know, dude. If I'm DeVita, I'd do that.
I'd do that. I'd do that in a second.
But then I'm punting another year. Then I'm going another year without talent. Like I'd rather just start building now.
I don't know.
To the point, like you have no idea A, where Pete is going to finish, and B, who's going to be there next year. You've got a bona fide number 1 rookie wide receiver with a young quarterback potentially at 5.
Yeah, but let me play devil's advocate a little bit of like, let's just say that's the structure of a trade where Spates is like, I want to get up and get a guy, Hunter, Agbuka, Ted, whoever's there.
Right.
And he says, wait, Steve. And he says, I'll give you Pete's first next year and I'll give you at 11. And if Andy listens to this, I can just go to this little sheet and I'll say, okay, at 11, I'm going to be able to choose Luther Burden, Trey Harris, Jaden Higgins, Cam Scatterbo, like a bunch of guys who maybe they pop, and it gives him another shot at a guy like, I don't know. I can't be positive to say Tet McMillan's going to be way better than Luther Burden. I don't know that. No one knows that.
I love Andy, but he is not thinking the way that you're thinking when it comes to that type of draft capital. Kevin Breen absolutely would view this because he doesn't think his team can win this year. And he's got 4 first-round picks right now, can add another pick next year, plus someone at the top of the second round. Breen would be the guy that would absolutely entertain that.
So you aim for Breen at 4 or 6 then if you're Spates?
Yeah. I don't think I don't know if I'm Spates, I'd do it at 6. You know, I might give him Breen would eat that alive. If he's got 4 picks in the first 7 and he can punt one of those and get a second round pick and Pete's first next year, all day.
Spates and Breen, get on the horn.
But Spates doesn't listen to this, so he's not going to do it.
He listens. He listens.
He listens at 2x. We sound like mice in his ears.
Guys, this is a good mock draft.
We all sound like giggling Christian. All right.
Who does Christian want at 3? Can Christian add on the thing in here who he wants at 3? We won't read it out loud to Andy. That's all I want.
Depends who goes 1-2 guy.
Oh, Spade. Yo, bro. What do you think? Darian, who are you taking at 3?
Depends.
Depends, bro. Well, whatever it is, let's hope it's not Michael Turner, because that guy is long retired. Anything else? You guys good?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, Jeffrey.